Hello and welcome to today's video. So on the workbench today we've got the AMC325, serial number 1472. In the last video we found one of the phases was shorted out, so I got that half bridge out, took it all apart, and tracked it down to these four components that are sitting here were bad. So we've got the diode and three MOSFETs. The interesting thing is this diode was in the other half of the phase, or the top half of the half bridge than these guys. So I'm thinking that the failure mode was this diode shorted, despite the fact that it is blown open. There's two diodes in here and one of them is blown open. So my guess is this originally caused a problem. The diode in here shorted, and then that would allow current to come through, and when this phase turned on, we'd be shorting the supply right across it through this diode. The reason I know that diode was bad is when I was, visual inspection, the solder joints on these two pins had gotten hot enough to reflow it. And that told me there's probably something wrong with it. So I took it out, checked it, sure enough, one of the diodes had blown open. So it had fixed itself. The only problem is that by then we had already shorted out one of these other MOSFETs, had popped as well. So I think the failure mode was this guy shorted, popped one of these MOSFETs, then it eventually drew enough current to, because now we had a straight shoot through, that we eventually popped the single diode in here finally died, and it blew open. And then when we were doing, when I was trying to measure how much current, we heard another pop. That was it, just popping these, because now we're going from another phase, a completely different phase, going through the motor and then through these guys because they were stuck on all the time. These are all shorted. I got three examples. I got this guy shorted, dead short gate to drain and source. I got one that's a gate shorted to the drain, and another one that's a gate shorted to the source. But yeah, so pretty much all three failure modes for the MOSFETs and the diode. The other diode in the other half of the package is still fine, so just the one side died. But I think that caused the whole problem. Anyways, it's fixed now. I put it all back together, put new diode in, put three new MOSFETs in it, and go ahead and show you that. Turn on, put it forward, give her just a little bit of throttle. There you go. Nice and smooth. I don't want to spin it up too high because I can't do regen because I'm on the capacitor. I'll put it in reverse and give it a little throttle. Same thing, nice and smooth. So all the phases are now working. We're not shorting anything out. Everything's good. So I'd consider it fixed. I gotta actually just put the covering back on. I actually need to take it all apart because I didn't, I need to Loctite everything, and I haven't done that yet. So I gotta Loctite all the capacitor screws, and the, there's like 8 screws on each phase that hold per side. So there's like 16 screws per phase that hold the two bus bars together to the circuit boards with all the MOSFETs and diodes in there. So I got to do all that, and then then put it all together, and I think it's ready to go. Then hopefully, technically this is mine. A guy was wanting it as a spare, and I said, yeah, this is the. I think I explained that in the first video. Is that this one was the one with the least amount of trouble, or least amount of damage. So. Yeah, not too bad. Three MOSFETs and a diode. That was all that was wrong. Anyways, thanks for watching.